So carrying on with the build here, just get the parts out here for the next stage. So we want one of those, and 3 of those. So a 10, an 8, and 3 4s. Which I think should be those. Let's just check them. So, yes, yes, yes. And we've got our hook here. Well, that is a little tangled up. You might have to unravel that somehow. So we might have to come back to that. 2 of those. 2 of those. 2 of those. 2, 3. Oops, no, wrong bit. 4 of those. 2 of those. 5 of this set. Had these really fiddly bits in that you probably can't make out that well on the video, but they're them. Actually quite difficult, those were to put together on this set. And then we want 2 of those. This was the first set that I had these things on. So I think we've got all the parts that we need there. About an hour later, we have untangled them. So we need our 10. Now we've got to get this string through this hole. So that will go through there like that, and then this is the bit that causes you a few problems. There we go. Not many at this point. So the string is held on by that there, and then that goes into there like so. We've then got the second one with one of those on the outside, and that's going into that one there. And then we have this one with 3 of these in, and they are on this in a specific way according to that.
You did it good, Daddy.
Thank you, mate. Okay, go downstairs for me, please.
And I don't put on these bits on the last.
We've then got to pass this string over here like that, and that'll run on the pulley there. And we'll then yeah, we've made a crucial error, which is slightly annoying, but can be fixed pretty quickly. We've just used the incorrect bar at the bottom. So now we've got to get the string over the side again. Jack, can you please go downstairs, mate?
Have a click look in this loft, Daddy. What are all these stuff doing up here?
Okay.
Everywhere.
And okay, so we're back there. We then put this onto this side.
And I don't know
And we're going to put one of these on this side. That will go onto there. We're then going to use these as spacer bars. So I think the best thing to do is probably put the 2 of those on like that to space those out. We've then got a blue one and a blue one, and that's held together with a space bar under there. So we're now going to have to just level that middle one up like so. Okay. And running through on that middle one, and then I've got to make up 2 of these arms
The box there.
like so.
Okay. I already boxed the box right there.
And the arms will fit on the side like this, and have one of these grabber gadgets go over the end there.
Daddy,
I hope you can
I'll get the on you.
see this. It's probably not very clear
Daddy,
whilst I've got my fingers over it.
Daddy,
And then
excuse Daddy.
and so we're there. We've then got a cog It's going to fit onto there. We've got the 2-3 bricks, blue 3s there, and we have that on this side here. Now, according to the picture, that needs to push through to the end,
Daddy,
like so, and that pushes up like that. Okay, so where do the other 2 blue bits go? So we have, oh, it's just 1, not 2. Oh, that's my reading of the instructions incorrectly. So I've already got the hook tied on, we just had to unravel it. Now, obviously this is the tow truck part. We have to run the string onto the drum like so, and that's going to run that string up on the drum for the towing hitch at the back. Okay, we've then got to attach this to the body here. So that's going to go onto there like that, and we're going to lift that up and oops, click that into there like so. So there you can see of the makeshifts coming together of the tow truck. Next stage is 3 of those and 1 of those, and we have 1 there, 1 there, that there, and that there, like so. Now we're going to get these pieces together for this next stage. We'll go up to stage 18, I think, here today. Another one of those blue pieces, one of those cogs, 2 of these. I thought Technical Lego was brilliant when I first came across it in the 80s. This stuff, while still interesting, is like old hat really compared to the stuff that is out there on today's market. I mean, obviously the stuff that is out there today is far superior to the stuff we were using here. There we go. But nevertheless, this was really interesting build stuff. We now need a 12, which is probably the longest rod there, which I think is that one. Again, we'll just use our gauge, measure it at the front. Yep. So we're now going to build this platform. So that goes through there. That goes through there. We've got a blue piece on there, and then we've got our
That microwave.
2 push bits
Mm.
there, and then that is going to go onto there like so, and that will operate the steering.
What happened there?
We've got
What happened?
2 pieces
Oh,
that go onto
Daddy,
there, and
something
one
fell.
over here. You can hear
Daddy.
Jackson there in the background.
Daddy,
There we go.
something fouled.
Oh dear. Okay, well, we'll pick it up in a sec.
A piece went to the box.
Okay.
I look at it.
That's
came to
okay.
that
Just leave
one.
it there, and Daddy will do it in a sec, mate. You're okay.
And after
Okay, now we need a
it goes
connector.
close to the big hole.
Really?
Yeah. Like
These connectors, these black connectors, they were pretty hard to find. But we got there in the end. And then we've got the wheel, 2 of those, and this, and this, and then we need 2 4s for this one.
Well, then, like, we can't get them bits.
Which are 2 4s there, I believe. Just check them. Yes, they are. And then this is going to make our dashboard, I believe, if I remember this correctly. We clip them on, we're going to tilt those over there like so. The first one is plug into that. I need to go one more over on that one. That then comes through there like so. It's held on by one of those. And we have a steering wheel there. And we have our next bracket that comes there. Now that's stage number 18. And we didn't have, I'm sure that it should have been. Oh no, it's just fake. It's not a an actual working steering wheel. It's just a fake one because the steering is going to be done off this top section here. So in with our dashboard there. So as you can see, the steering actually works off this tall piece here. That's just a fake steering wheel they've put in there for you know, aesthetic purposes more than anything. I've got a feeling that there's a bit that's incorrect here, but
Daddy,
we will
Daddy,
we'll work it out when we get to that stage. If we have to remove a bit of that, then we'll just have to come back to that. No problem at all, though. Okay, so we're up to stage 18. Okay, it's going to take me a few stages with this one, I think. We're just going bit by bit, but yeah, thanks for watching. So we're back again with 8846, the truck build. Gonna do a few more steps on this one. So slowly but surely working through. Oh, got a light go out there. Put that back on. Just get the parts for this next bit. And got that piece across there. And then 2 pieces on there. And then we're building some seats for this. Sort of basic, not very technical, although, you know, back in 1983 when I first got this set, not 100% convinced that that was possibly the year it was manufactured, but certainly the year in which I got it. If you're watching on TikTok at the minute, I don't do many of these lives, so I find it quite hard to look at the phone and do the Lego at the same time. But hey ho, we keep trying. Again, later when this video is all complete, it will all be on or over on YouTube, because I'll put them bit by bit over on YouTube as I do them. So we're making a couple of seats here for the let's just make sure you can see on that one, yeah, for this truck. Don't think we actually need that piece. No, we don't. So we have a piece going across there with those attached, and a piece on there, and a piece on there. So that's our first seat. Then we've got our second seat, or the driver's seat. I'm just going to pop together on there. You know, dead compared to sort of the Technic stuff that is about today. This stuff is really probably quite primitive, but nonetheless still interesting. I think actually that goes slightly, yeah, that goes like that, not onto that piece there, although that doesn't work right. It's got to go onto that one there for the seat to actually bend and probably work correctly. So we'll try that, and then if it's in the wrong place, we will have to just move it. But it's very hard to tell with these plans. So I think it goes there. Could raise it up to the next level, but then the seat actually wouldn't sit correctly. So I'm not convinced that needs to go there. So we've then got the next part, which is the blue housing that's going to go across there. You can probably tell that's slightly brighter blue than these parts here. That's because that was a part that I was missing, and I tried everywhere to try and get one, and I eventually got one off Lego themselves. So it's probably, you know, because it's new. Well, it is because it's new, and the fact that some of these new parts that I have had to get obviously are brand new, so there's going to be a colour change there, which is annoying. I mean, in the case of these two, I'm going to have to change these. This is the new one off Lego because I hadn't got it. This is the old one, and you can see a massive colour difference there on those two pieces. I'm not going to be happy with that. I know I'm not going to be happy with that, but I have got this digger over here, and we might be able to take some of the yellow off that does match, replace it with some of these that are in a less prominent position on the digger where you can't see them. So we might wind up doing that, but we're gonna first of all just see how this turns out, and then if it just sticks out like a sore thumb, which I unfortunately I think it's going to. I'm just going to have to, you know, redo it and get those pieces either replaced from Bricklink, which will probably do the correct colour, or just make sure I've got the correct colour. Unfortunately, there's 4 of those, and as you can see, completely different colour, despite me following on the Lego website and everywhere else the correct code, which you would think would suggest it is the correct. So I'm going to put that on the end there, because I'm thinking that's potentially where it goes. Not sure. Again, if you look at the plans, it's here on the back. It's really difficult to tell until we get one of these subframes on. Obviously, probably not going to get this build finished today. So we're going to try and bury these at the side. So we're going to need probably 1. We're going to need 2 of them, 1 for the inside, 1 for the outside. Yeah, we're going to have to at least 1 of them on the outside. So we're going to go 1, perhaps. Let's go one each, and we'll try and bury it like that and see what happens. I think. Again, I'm just picking these parts up as and when I can. This has taken, I think I've said before on this video, taken quite a long time to get the pieces for this together. This was the set that I've got that there was potentially the most bits missing from. So it's taken, literally, I started this probably just before Christmas, getting the parts for this together, and it's literally taken till now, cleaning them all, cataloguing, making sure we've got the parts and things like that to get to the point where we can build it. So all of this went through a cleaning process, hot soapy water and things like that. We then cross-checked all the bits that we got with what it said in the book, in the hope that we've got them all, I got all the parts. And then we had to order the parts that we didn't have. So once we'd done that, we then were able to get a supply of parts from both Bricklink and Lego. And so then we've now got to the assembly stage, where we can start putting it together. And straight away I know I am going to wind up doing something with this, because instantly I do not like the contrast in colour between the new yellow and the old yellow. I'll just put this together and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. It's definitely not good. It's going to sit on there, and then we're going to have a cog on the inside and a turntable on the outside. So there we go. So that's old there against new. Hold it up to the camera. The lighting's a bit bright in here, but that literally is what it's going to look like. You can't you can't really hide it that much. So straight away we have run into a snag, which I thought we might actually run into, because these plans are not very clear. So that goes into there, that goes into there, and are we short on the back? Should that be forward on there? Let's get this onto here and let's have a look. Yeah, so we need to, yeah, like I thought, probably got that piece just a little far too back, but you can't actually see on the plan there whereabouts it is. And I do think we're going to have to, because that's touching that, and on the plan it isn't, which does mean that seat should be farther in to there. Kind of more like this. Oops. If I can get my finger in there. So more like that, so that that's sitting inside the frame there, and that's on there. I think that's pretty much, but we're still in the wrong position there. So should that be, I think that's because that should be over there. So let's remove that. I haven't put this together in well over 40 years, and I have to say these plans, I didn't realise back when I was a kid, because I was building Lego all the time, just how difficult some of these plans were to read. But when you're a kid, you just seem to do them and just throw it together with zero effort. Where now, I don't know whether it's me that's just older and dafter, or whether there is quite a few inconsistencies in the plans. At the minute I'm going with inconsistencies, but I could be wrong. So that looks better. That looks, to be fair, everything like it is on the plan there. Oops, what's going on there? Maybe got a dodgy light, but yeah, so that looks to be everything that's going on there. Again, if we look on the picture there, we were right. We do have a little bit of an overhang at the back there, so we've got that bit correct. And then we should have a rubber band, according to this, which is not self-explanatory at all as to where it goes. So, yes, no, I see it. Have we got the rubber band? If not, I have got one somewhere, and I believe it's in this Technic set here. So 1, 2 rubber bands. That might be a little big for this. Yeah, it is. See, too big, but basically it's supposed to actuate the steering wheel. So, oh no, I have one here. Didn't think we got one. Well, that's excellent. What we have. Now let's pop that rubber band over there, so that now when we do that, it turns the actual steering wheel in the cab, which is interesting. Okay, so now I believe that this next one should be the same sort of fitting, but on the opposite side. So we're going to need one of those again. Unfortunately, we don't have an odd colour. This, the more and more I get into this, the more I'm going to have to go back and redo these. These are going to look so stupid. And it's infuriating that I've used the correct Lego code, and it's almost as infuriating as that light, that I've used the correct Lego code, but we have got completely different colour. So I am going to go back and see if I can acquire some of these, whether it's via Bricklink or whoever, and just see whether we can get what we need so it's correct. Because if there's one thing that drives me absolutely daft, it is when something is not correct or not right. It will drive me absolutely cranky if it's not correct. So I am going to have to, you know, just bite the bullet and get it right the first time, rather than putting it on display with the rest of these classics in here and the new classics that we've got. The rest, you know, it's got to, well, it's just got to be right. There's no other way of going about it. If it's not right, I'm not going to want to display it. And this particular set, which I'm going to cover in a later video, is a very special set. So for me, this set has got to be right when it's finished. And when it is finished, I will do a video. I'll do a video with these pieces on anyway at the end, but what I'll also do is a video when I've got these bits replaced. I will do a video of what it's like with those parts replaced. And that light is really annoying me, so I'm just going to switch it off. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so that, as I was saying, it's really going to annoy me if it's not correct. It needs to be correct. So when it is correct, I will do the video when it's complete, and I will explain the reason behind why it's such a special set to me personally. So again, so you see now that is missing, which is not correct. and yeah, it's exactly the same as the other piece. And so we'll take that from there and we'll have to drop it down. Oops, another one. And then it's completely now missing. It's so frustrating. The spacing on this must be ever so slightly different. So we're just going to have to pull that out a touch on there. Wheel on the outside. Handle for the wheel. Push that in. So we've had to pull that out because the spacing on that is different. And let's try this light again. It starts flashing and irritating me again. So that needs to go onto there. That needs to thread through there. And that needs to pop up onto there. And then we can secure those in place. Now straight away that's going to give me issues potentially, but we can leave it there. Can we? No, we're just going to have to literally pull that out. Depending on what we've got left, I might put a longer stick in there and just rectify it that way. But we've got the sides on, and then we've just got two little yellow pieces at the back there to secure that. Obviously you can hear the boys downstairs, they're playing, but yeah, it's not a good colour match at all, and that really is kind of annoying me, but hey hey. So now we're going to start this this winch at the front, and I think we'll do this page, and that's potentially where we're going to leave it today once we've completed this. So annoyed that those parts aren't correct. It's but what can you do? We'll correct it. We'll make it work. Unlike the light, which we can't seem to make work. But putting those parts in there, and then we need another one of those, is it? Yeah, definitely need one of those. That can go on there, that goes down there. Then we've got a 4, and that's got a small cog on the front and the back, so that just gets pushed through there, and there's a small cog for the back there. Now, have we got one of these parts? I know I've got one somewhere, but I'm probably going to wind up going on a hunt for it. Oh no, there's one there. Didn't have to hunt very far. So that goes in there. That then sits on the back there. then got our grey 3 piece across there, which is there. We've got 2 yellow pieces, one there on the end, or actually 4, so it's 2 on each end. And then we've got a 6, one metal, a 6 rod. I've got loads of 4s, there's a 6. And one of those to hold this on. And here we have the string and the hook that we were trying to film this yesterday, but these hooks and this string had been in a knot since they were last taken apart. Got to be in the region of 40 plus years ago, and it literally took me and my other half, who has been amazing, to spend, I think it was well in excess of an hour yesterday, because I wanted to use the original and not just cut the hooks off. And I didn't want to just cut the hooks off and literally get fresh string. I wanted it to be as original as it could possibly be. So we sat there between us for well over an hour and unrobbled, if that's a word, all of the string that was on here. So, and let me tell you, it was quite the task. It really was. We tried all sorts, and in the end it was just a matter of patience, just having to sit there for literally an hour and just literally unrobble it all. So now if I turn this, this should pull this string onto the winch mechanism like this, so that we can connect the hook up. And it does so slowly. There's a winch mechanism on the back as well, so we've got 2 of these hooks, one at the front, one at the back. Keeps breaking on me. Okay, let's winch it all up, and then that clips on there like so. So we need a couple of the yellow bricks there, which is those, and then we've got a couple that are going to face that way, and then we've got 2 grey 4 plates which are going to sit on the top like so. And there we have our winch mechanism for the front, which then just sits on the front, we hope. Probably going to wind up just pushing that back ever so slightly. Yep, just ever so slightly. There's not much in it at all, so that can sit on the front like that, and we can see the front of it coming together there. And then finally, for this bit of the build today, we'll see if we can finish these wheel arches. So we're up to stage 28 now. Oh, this light is a pain. We'll be swapping that out for next time. And we've got a wheel arch that's going to fit there, and one that fits there. Okay, so that's where we are today, folks. So don't know when we're going to do the next bit. Hopefully we'll probably do a bit tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening, as I'm at work tomorrow morning, Easter Sunday. But there we have it. Not happy about the colour, but we'll work on that. If you want to watch this build in full, then eventually every episode of this, there's one there already entitled Chaos in the Attic, because the two boys were up here with me and it was absolute chaos. That is already on the YouTube channel, Classic Brick. Check us out. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe if you like what you're seeing. It does help the channel. We're only a small channel, but we do try whatever to do the classic builds, as well as some of the new stuff. The Lego Discoveries on there, that full one, and there's a few more coming. We've got a Millennium Falcon build coming up, and still some more classic stuff that we've got to do and go through. But that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and see you all soon. Thanks, bye.